Hey guys, Jeremy, My Way MFG. If you guys watched the last video, love the way the shifter turned out. It's working really well. I think in this next video, I'm going to try to get the clutch done. Still got to mount the pedal assembly. Perhaps get the throttle done too. We got a gas pedal and a clutch pedal. We got the shifter now. We're gonna tie up some loose ends. I want to make a new shifter for it. I just had like a temporary piece of rod sticking up there. Get something that looks a little more period correct, you know. And got some round rod. We're gonna replace that all thread width on the smaller linkage on the back of the transmission. Just button up some loose ends. And well, let's see where we can get. I'm gonna be working out here today. I guess this is Tuesday. Then I've got jobs to do, or no, this is Wednesday. I got plumbing jobs to do Thursday and Friday, and then again Monday. So after today, I probably won't be back out here till Saturday. And we're supposed to have some bad storms Friday. And I don't think it's just us. I think it's like most of the United States. So we'll see how that goes. They're usually wrong anymore. We'll see. But anyway, for right now, the wind hasn't blown the garage down, so we might as well try to get a little further. Let's do that. Hey guys, Jeremy here, My Way MFG. Back out in the garage this morning. I'm gonna try to get a little further on the clutch. I was at Ace Hardware the other day and they had these on sale for $1 off, which made them $4.99. So these were $5 a piece. And I'm gonna use them to run my clutch cable over for my clutch pedal. I might could have got by with just using eye bolts and ran it through, you know, just eye bolts. But I thought, you know, with these rollers in there, maybe I'll make the clutch work easier. And those were cheap. This one's gonna work just the way it is, I think. I'm gonna hang it up by the steering box. I got like a cross member or bracket there. I'll show you in a bit. The other one wasn't gonna work so great, so I dismantled it and took the wheel out of it. And I found this bracket and I kind of notched it out. I needed something to where I can mount that up underneath the floor, the bed of the truck, because otherwise I was going to have to hang it from some point low, which would have meant I would have to build some kind of structure off the axle or frame down there. So this could have hung up like that. But by doing this, I should be able to just bolt it right to the floor. I don't know, that don't look too good, but it does turn good on there. And that center bore in that turned out to be 3/8 pressed fit. And I just bought all this new 3/8 round rod. I bought 2 lengths of it because I'm going to be taking out these all threads and replacing it with the round rod. This round rod just is easier to work with. It bends nice. So anyway, I've got the cable for the clutch. Hooked up here. I cut a piece of 1/2-inch copper, put over the bolt. This is off a garage door. It already had an end made on it. I didn't want my bolt threads cutting into the cable, so I sleeved that. I've got that all tight on there. Got a hole drilled down through the floor. I took another piece of the new round rod I got and just put it down here so I can run a string line off of it at an angle up to where it's going to hook into the other pulley because it's hard to get a line of sight under there. And I thought if I put that down, I can tie a string to it, just string line it. Because I got a hole to drill in there. Down in this drawer, I found some of these. I think that's exactly what I need to get my front clutch pivot hooked up. Only thing I'm missing, I need some of these little U cable clamps. I got a partial one. And I know I've seen some of these around here, but I looked quite a while yesterday and I can't find any. I can't remember where I've seen them. I've looked everywhere I thought they would be. I might have to buy a couple of them. Unless it comes to me where they're at, you know. I know I've seen them. It's like I see them all the time. Like they're somewhere right out in the open. But damned if I can find them. At the present moment, though, I do think that will probably work on the front here, though. Down underneath here, there's a mount for my steering box. I had that hole in it. If I put that right there, right here is my clutch pedal hanging down. That puts me pretty well in line with it. I don't know if I can show you. Hard to get a line of sight right here. Yeah. Let me do a little bit more mounting here. It's hard to film under here and show you guys what's going on, but back here I needed a little bitty hole to run this 1/8" cable through. So I just drilled a hole a little bigger than it needed to be. And that, guys, we've all been there, right? So that way the cable isn't going to rub on the sides. I didn't have to get it, you know, completely perfect. And if we go back to there, we got that going on. That's kind of set at a bit of an angle. And after I know that's where it needs to be, I'll drill them holes out and get 1/4" bolts through there. But I just put a couple Phillips head screws in there for right now until I get it mocked up, you know. I was about to have that mocked up and my pedal assembly hadn't been bolted down yet. I gotta get some tabs welded on there, drill some holes in it so I can get that mounted to the floor a little better. Let's see if we can make a better looking shifter. I'm gonna drill a hole in that. I got me a little center punch started here. That's a piece of that bigger round rod. I put a couple bends in it. And then got a hole drilled in it. I'm gonna weld this nut on here. That way that bolt can recess down in there. And I got this wooden knob off an old planer. The brass screw at the top, you know. I think that'll look, this is recessed here. I think that might look the part. That looks like something old Henry'd do. So anyway, Get that welded on there. Because right now, I had that on there temporary so I could try the function of the shifter, but it just don't look the part. It's a little too shiny, a little too straight, you know? I don't know if I showed this. I got tabs welded on it and bolts dropped through. I haven't put the nuts on the bottom yet, but that's all ready to bolt down. I put 2 out here on these outriggers and then 1 there in the middle. So we got 3 in that. Well, I never could find those darn little U-clamps for cables. I know I got some somewhere, but I got to thinking in the old garage here, if you guys watch my videos all the time, you know that I use these indoors. I use these roller indoors here and here. There was a garage door here that goes out towards my patio area, and there's a big tree in front of it. Anyway, I don't use this door. And there's gonna come a point where I'm gonna put new siding on this, and this is just gonna come out. But I've already took the rails down. I got thinking maybe there's some of them clamps hanging on here somewhere, and look at that now, would you? So you have to admit, those look like Model T parts. I cannot believe the amount of Model T parts just laying around this property. It's amazing. Well, clevis pin I just took out of the pulley when I made that new bracket for it. It's a good smooth surface to run a cable over. I'm just going to use that for the clutch pedal. All right, guys, trying to film here under the truck's a bit of a challenge. I put the clevis pin in there, 2 washers, the cable goes between them. I put the clamp on there. It runs up over this pulley. Coming off this hole in the cross member for the steering box. That's a pretty good straight shot to the clutch pedal. Then that cable runs through at an angle through that hole. Back to there. And it's pulling straight down through the floor. And the angle on that is not quite right. I need to pivot this way just a little, then I'll drill the holes and get 4 good bolts in there best I can. Anyway, wonder what happens if I push it. Well, I broke the pedal pad off. That's okay, because I wanted to put a pivot there. Ooh, that pushes hard. That pushes way too hard. Ooh, what are we gonna do? I did not expect that to push that hard, because I can put my foot here and press it down fairly easily. Something's making it hard. I unhooked one of the springs back here. I'm going to try to push it again and see what it does. Even with one spring unhooked, it's still harder to push than I'd like for it to be. You can push it better now, but not very good. So we need to figure out a way to get more leverage on that. I'm gonna have to do a little rethinking here. Up top, that arm below my pulley mechanism that releases the clutch, I need 4 inches of travel in there before it bottoms out and hits the floor. That should be full engagement. I thought maybe I could drill this hole up here further and get more leverage on the cable. But right here, I've got about 4 inches of travel right now. And I think if I lift the hole, I might not have enough travel. I think the answer is going to be up here. If I put this bar over this, I got both springs hooked back up. That's the handle off that shop vac. I can push that down with the tips of my fingers. Only thing is, I'm not going down far enough before this hits. So if I put an extension on there that come out, well, probably starting right here and then angled up like that. So I could get this to bottom out on the floor and still have my 4 inches of travel. And then hook my cable up in a little higher. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. And then move my pulley down there that the cable runs over up into this area somewhere. I might as well just try to get as much leverage as I can on that to make the clutch pedal easy to push, right? I can come clear up into here before I hit anything. Although I probably wouldn't have to go that far. I bet you if I came out in this area right here, it would probably start working real well. So anyway, I need some more of that good thick 3/8 flat stock, I'm thinking. It makes me glad I hadn't bolted the motor down yet, because seriously, I was just getting ready to. I just decided to do the clutch first. It looks like I got room on the inside to still miss my belt, so I'm just going to overlap this to the inside so I can get more weld area on it. I'm going to get about 3 good strong tacks on there and try it once and see what it acts like. I'll break that back off there. I think I need a little bit more upward angle on it. This probably isn't going to be this long. I'd like to have it maybe this long. But right now, I've only got about half travel there. I'd like for that to hit the floor. If I try to push it here in the middle, it's quite a bit harder, but I don't know, maybe right in here somewhere, probably. Kind of the sweet spot. I do have both springs on there right now. Let me break that off and get a little more upward angle on this. I had damn good welds on there right when I didn't want them to be damn good welds. Okay, I got way more of an upward angle on that now. And if I push on it now, it goes clear to the floor. So I think that works. Maybe I clean that up and just grind it off all the way. I think I'll probably try to hook my cable right in this area. I probably leave this long, try my cable here and hope it works. But that way, if it don't, I've still got the option to put it clear the hell up here. But I don't want the clutch pedal to be hard to push. It was damn near impossible to push the way it was. But anyway, this battery's about dead on this camera, so you guys will see me instantaneously. But for me, it's going to be back in the house for an hour or two. Okay, got that cable hooked back in there and another hole drilled through the floor. I just left that rod extra long for now. But that last little segment of video ended kind of abruptly. That's when the phone decided to go dead. I was just getting ready to push the clutch pedal and show you guys, but we got good news. It's stiff, but that's pretty manageable. I've drove trucks with them that stiff before. That's going to be just fine. So way better. Let me show you in the back. That still clears everything. Nothing's going to be in the way of nothing else. So I'm going to call that a win. That works real good, and the shifter works real good. 2 wins, right? And actually, the shifter now works better than it did in the last video. Let me show you why. This is cool. While the phone was dead, I came out here and finished this up. And it's got that brass screw on the top of that knob off of that, you know, an old hand planer. Put a little bend in that rod. And with that longer shifter on there, I can't feel it locking in reverse anymore. It pretty much cured that problem. And it's just as smooth as can be. And that looks really cool. I mean, I couldn't ask for that to look any better. I just love the way that looks. It just looks like something you would expect to see in there. Gotta love that. I really like that. Let me show you how it works. There's reverse. Come out pretty easy. First, second, third. Back to neutral. Yeah, that works great. So we're getting pretty close to being able to drive this girl. Got 2 little tabs in there that I ground off the same with a hole drilled through them. So those are going to get welded onto the back of this clutch pedal here at some point, and we're going to get a pivot point on that. I just had one little tack weld on there because I realized when I made that up in an earlier video, I needed a pivot on it. So I never finished welding that. Thank goodness. So there's those 2 things right there. Get them welded on here soon and see if we can finish the clutch pedal. All right. Kind of started getting this made up here. That seems good. I think I'll finish welding that. I went ahead while I had that off. I traced out another pedal because if everything keeps going like it's going, there could come a time very soon where this drives out that door. That'd be crazy, right? But what's even crazier is trying to drive this thing with no brakes. So I went ahead and traced that out, so at least we got the beginning of a brake pedal, and it matched the clutch pedal. But this whole thing is just, I worry about, what do you call them guys? Psychologists? Psychiatrists? If there's any of those guys that happen to stumble across and accidentally watch these videos, they could be coming to get me at any time. Hauling me out of here in a straitjacket. That'd be bad, right? But anyway, let's hope none of them see it. All right, I got that pivot on there and it works real good. But I had wondered earlier when I made this one if I could take springs out of clothespins and put under there. I would like for them to hold up like that, just so they'd work about the same, but it'd make it look better. I don't like them dropping clear forward. So I took a clothespin spring, and it looks like I could probably get it under there and make that work. So I'm going to try that real quick. Hey, look at that now, would you? That's setting pretty. Beautiful. I like it. We will go ahead and get a spring under that one too. Get it setting just like that. But if we try this now, that works really well. So I think we'll finish this video seeing if we can get the throttle hooked up. Taking a break, I got coffee and Raisinets. Life is good. You guys, it's Friday afternoon right now, about 2 o'clock. We're supposed to get some really bad storms coming in tonight around evening, early nighttime. I don't know, they're talking like 70-mile-an-hour winds and stuff. I think half the country's under this watch right now, but we're right in the red zone, so we'll see what happens with that. I got a junk water heater and dishwasher in the back of the truck I was going to throw here on the scrap pile, and I got to looking at this dishwasher, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen it. Who would have ever thought? Right there, hidden in plain sight, is a brake light switch for a Model T pickup truck. I know, right? How did that get there? But anyway, I'm going to take that off of there. And also, I think while I'm at it, that little roller wheel looks handy for my throttle cable. And I probably ought to save these springs. Yeah, I was needing something like that to run my cable over for my throttle and the Model T. Look at that now, would you? Brake light switch. It's going to be just fine. These springs, they got to be handy for something, right? Let's finish unloading this. I don't know where this came from. Somebody's put it here. It's about a 2-foot long piece of thick, heavy, rectangular tubing. That's going to be handy for something. Make sure when we load this for the scrapyard, we don't throw that away. Someone's also left some angle iron here from a bed frame. But this stuff's real hard, and I found that if you try to use it on something, the welds crack pretty easy. It works for some stuff, depends on what you're trying to use it for. It's just a real brittle, hard metal. But I might save it. All right, the shifter and clutch are working good. The throttle cable, I've started to mock it up. This arm right here used to point the other direction. I was having a hard time figuring out a return spring. It's got 2 screws that hold it on down there, so I was able to take it off and just flip it over to this side, and that helped me out. I've got a cable clamped in here right here. So all of this up here is working pretty good. Cable goes down underneath. I've got it hooked to the gas pedal. Where the cable makes a 90 to come up into the front of the pedal, I don't have a good roller there yet. I was going to try to use one of them plastic wheels off of the dishwasher, but I think I'm better off. If I just go get one more of these, because I thought I wouldn't need that because I don't have very much spring tension on that. I thought it would probably just go easily, but the fact that I don't have very much spring tension, it makes it not want to return good. And I think if I had a good smooth roller, it would cure that problem. But let me get my foot up on here. I'll press this and so it is working, but it's not real smooth right yet. we'll put that in the loose end category and get it buttoned up when we button up all the other little loose ends, which I guess happens next. And I think in the next video, probably start working on wiring, and that'll go quickly. Probably also maybe get the gas tank in it. I don't want to put the wheel on until I try a wider belt over here. And then after that, it's just a matter of filling everything with oil. Change the oil in the motor, fill the tranny. I got to make a gasket for that differential cover, and we'll pour some oil in there. Up front, we got to come up with the right wheel bearings, and then we'll do some red neck alignment on it to get it tracking a little straighter, I'm hoping. After that, it's loose ends all the way, except for brakes. That brake light switch will work good. But looking at the brakes, this backside over here has a backing plate, but there's no brake drum. This side over here, I can't do much with, but there's no backing plate anyway. This wheel that I've got off, it has a brake drum in it that Grandpa's got welded on there. He had some kind of drive off that for an oat seeder. If I put this wheel on the other side, then I would have a drum and a backing plate that would match. But I would have to put spacers back on here, because without that drum being in there, my tire's gonna rub my belt. So that's what I got for the back. I got one drum and one backing plate, but as it is right now, they're not on the same side, and I don't have any hardware. I don't have any backing plate. I don't have any brake drums. And I've got two 9-inch brake drums out there off a Chrysler minivan, but the way they're made, they won't clear the inside of those wheels. So anyway, now guys, here's where I'm at. We didn't have any storms last night. Weatherman was wrong. Nothing really happened. That's good, right? Anyway, I feel like one of these days are going to be right. It's going to be kind of like the little boy that cried wolf. I'm going to be sitting out here in a lawn chair reading a book, and a damn F5 tornado is going to come and sweep me away, because I'm not going to believe it. Anyway, I was wanting to end this video talking about what I was going to do with brakes. And I filmed 2 or 3 segments and realized that everything I was talking about was probably wrong, because I was trying to figure it out as I was filming the video, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. That's the God's honest truth. I got the 235 Ford wheels that are recessed to fit over a brake drum that I don't have. I've got some brakes and brake parts here off a Chrysler minivan. Wheels won't fit over these drums. It doesn't look like there's any decent way to modify it. However, I think I probably could have modified the backing plates, but not the drums. In the back, I showed you I don't have much back there to work with either. We'll figure it out. That I can promise you. I don't need this thing to stop like it's a drag race car. I just need it to stop if I get to a stop sign. But I'm probably going to be driving it when it's slick, so if I can get 1 or 2 brakes on there working, we'll be fine, and I'll figure something out. Just looking through the parts I've got right now, I don't know if I've got anything to work with. We'll find stuff. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I always appreciate it. Thanks for following along. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. All them things. We'll catch you on the next one. Later, Jeremy.